ADGP Jain, let me begin the snowball with you. We're seeing allegations of grooming. There were clear-cut WhatsApp groups, prolonged exploitation for years on end. And of course, the HR seems to be involved here as well. Collectively, our heads should again hang in shame. But based on your experience of handling such kind of complex cases, how do investigators in this particular case establish the intent, the pattern of the cases? We're learning about 40 days, 6 to 7 women cops went undercover. Do these patterns point to isolated misconduct, or from your understanding and your assessment, your reading, this is a larger network at play? ADGP.
Good evening, Kabir. Thank you very much for having me here. The case probably lingered on, and it was not registered with the police because practically nobody came forward.
Yep.
And when the affected persons, they came forward, I think their versions were verified by sending the lady police constables in decoy. And then only once it was established that yes, there was a pattern to the actions within the company, then the offenses were registered. And not one, not two, 9 offenses were registered of all sexual harassment, of hurting their religious sentiments, forcing them to adopt a particular religion, or maybe making them eat non-vegetarian food, etc. So a whole lot of charges are there, and it is the media reports say that there are about 50 persons affected in this entire series of events. But as far as my take on the matter is that once a case has been registered,
yep,
the investigation will take place, the evidence will be collected as to what exactly happened. What a lot of human statements, the human intelligence, human statements, persons affected, their statement, their colleague's statement, everything will be taken into consideration. Now, it is also said that they had raised the matter with the HR department, whether it was in writing, by way of a mail. All that becomes a part of the evidence that will be collected. And these persons who are accused in this case, they will be booked. And government of Maharashtra has recently enacted an ordinance in which they have the Religious Freedom Act, Freedom of Religion Act 2026, where the sections are very, very stringent. But fortunately or unfortunately, all these cases have taken place before this particular enactment was made. And that's why they'll be out of the purview of this very stringent act.
Okay.
In a company like TCS,
yeah,
if this can happen in a company like TCS, where there are large number of women employees,
yeah,
one can only imagine as to what kind of hearing would be given to the posh cases in, the sexual harassment at workplaces in other smaller companies. Most of the employees are scared of losing their job, and that's why probably they went ahead with this kind of an harassment. And now the law will take its own course. The people, I'm sure that they are in for big trouble. One thing more I would like to comment here is that this is coming out like a pattern. If educated persons, I can understand an uneducated person, a crude person in the society resorting to this kind of a tactics, or maybe some hardcore religious Maulvi indulging into this kind of practice, which are now being thrown up all over the country. Here we have educated youth who are trying to subvert the system, who are trying to harass their colleagues, and who are trying to forcibly convert them to a particular religion, which is simply not done. Yep. I think the legal action taken in this matter should be very, very strict, very stern. Now, henceforth, it will be stern because the law does give you that kind of a leverage. But even in the current cases where the sections of BNS have been applied, I'm sure that they will make an example out of such cases.
All right. Many thanks, ADGP, for your opening submission. I mean, of course, it's gut-wrenching, it's abhorrent, it's cruel with what's taken place at TCS. And you've raised a very moot and important question.